The sport is sponsored by Capital One. What's in your wallet? San Diego State, big W on the road last night, 74-57 over the Wyoming Cowboys. The Sticks and Waters led the way with 13 points on the night for the Aztecs. In the big NFL news last night that drops, John Harbaugh in negotiations to become the New York Giants' next football head coach. They're still working out terms, but looking like he will be heading up the G-Men. Capital One offers no fees or minimums on checking accounts, and most Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Oh, let's get it going on a Thursday. What's going on, everybody? Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long with you till 2 o'clock today. John Schaefer will take over then. Sammy, are you ready to have a very good show?
I am ready. It's a great start. I was just telling you, I got to do a Capital One ad read.
I said, are you ready to have a very good show?
I got to say, what's in your wallet?
Well, let's party here on a Thursday. We got a big one for you today. We have a huge win for the San Diego State Aztecs last night, who officially got their first catapult up the metrics of the season with a 19-point win over Wyoming last night in Laramie for the final time. Dutcher after the game saying, yeah, I hope I never have to come back here, which was very funny. We'll talk about that game plenty. We got a couple giveaways for you today, including a pair of tickets to MGK, otherwise known as Machine Gun Kelly, with Wiz Khalifa coming up in May at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. We also have Aztecs basketball tickets for this Saturday showdown with the New Mexico Lobos. Should be an incredible game at Viejas Arena. Buy tickets at goaztecs.com. All right, we are going to start with this Aztecs basketball team who showed a lot last night, I would say. Wyoming was 9-1 in their home arena heading into last night's game. Wyoming had been averaging up over 90 points a game in their home arena coming into yesterday. San Diego State hands them their second loss at home of the year. San Diego State also holds them under 60 points last night, 57 for the Wyoming Cowboys. It was an impressive win, start to finish, maybe the most complete game the Aztecs have played all year. They got great contributions from their bench like they have all season long. Tay Simmons coming up huge in the game. Miles Bird is continuing to really round into form. Maybe a little injury concern with Miles late in the game, but it looked like he may have re-injured that hand that he's been dealing with all year long. And Sean Newman Jr. leaves that game with an ankle injury. But other than that, that night was all Aztecs, man. It was an impressive nuts to bolt, start to finish win for San Diego State, who bumped up about 7 spots in KenPom as of last night. And impressive all around team win. For the first time this year, you felt like from start to finish, they controlled the entire game.
It was extremely impressive. You pointed it out. Sticks and Waters, fantastic. Tay Simmons, Miles Bird, not only offensively, but defensively, had a couple of huge blocks in that game at big times. Like I'm remembering right around the 10-minute mark of the second half, it kind of felt like, or 15-minute mark, it was kind of Wyoming's last chance to make a run. They cut it down to 11-9. Miles Heide gets a big dunk. I think Miles Heide in the front court have really been playing really good basketball. And Magoon Guath gets the headlines because he was really good against Fresno State, had 6 boards on the night last night, led the team. But, you know, Farrell Compton, Miles Heide, these guys are really playing complementary basketball behind them and providing Magoon Guath to focus a little bit more offensively. It was nice to see Bird lead him in assists, Guath lead him in rebounds, Sticks and Waters leads him in points. That's how it should be. The stars are coming through. And then when you have a team that is so talented like San Diego State that does run 11 guys out there, the bench can really come in and kind of focus offensively scoring. So I thought it was a big performance from the Aztecs. We kind of talked about this too. You notice in Nevada and then this game against Wyoming, when you're not playing with we have to win, but we also have to win by X amount of points, and you just get to go out there and play free basketball and just go try to win a basketball game. I think that the talent of the Aztecs really shined through last night. Massive win, and then I got a big game here on Saturday night that we can't wait for.
Huge stretch of games for San Diego State. New Mexico this weekend. New Mexico's won 4 straight. They're playing some really good ball right now. And then next Wednesday at Grand Canyon. Tough spot to play. Once again, they're all tough in the Mountain West, man. But at Grand Canyon, and then coming up, before we know it, in about 15 days, on the road at Utah State, who's having an incredible year so far, up to number 23 in the AP poll. That's going to be a fun one coming up in just a little bit. All right, we're going to get to the big 3 a little bit earlier today. We got a ton of stories to get to in the big 3. Also, on the other side of this first commercial break we take, Do we all realize we are like 2.5, 3 weeks away from the Winter Olympics beginning? Oh man, I think for the first time in my life, we're gonna be betting heavy on some Olympic games.
Definitely be hitting some shalom unders, some ski shalom unders on long shots.
Who's gonna tell Sammy?
What is it? Shalom?
Tell Sammy.
What is it? Did I mispronounce it?
Not shalom. I believe that's a religious term. It's slalom.
It's really called slalom. Are you serious? I thought it was called shalom.
Clip it. Put it on the internet forever. That was.
I swear to you, I've watched the Olympics my entire life. I thought it was the skiing shalom.
They're going on the downhill.
What is it? The slalom?
It's slalom.
Slalom.
That was amazing.
There's going to be, hey, listen, on this show, there's going to be some amazing Winter Olympics talk, just breaking down it all.
Oh, can't wait
some
for
figure
it.
Skating. You're going to be talking about that. And what other sports are there? Hockey, we'll definitely be talking about.
Hockey, yeah.
The slalom. The slalom.
The shalom. All right. We'll get to the Winter Olympics in just a little bit. Text us, Winter or Summer Olympics. What's your favorite? Text us 70470. Start your message with the word team. Sammy, smash it.
Your lunch break is here. Ready to go back to the office and knock the socks off your friends? I mean, coworkers. It's time for the top stories of the day. The Big Three.
That was very
I know how to pronounce hockey. Wow. This is off to a riveting start.
So in Hebrew, shalom means peace, but carries a much deeper sense of wholeness, completeness, well-being, and harmony.
Heart was in the right place.
Slalom is very different. That is the competition where skiers go downhill, and they could be on moguls. They could be going straight downhill. It's a fun event every single year at the
619 said, did Sammy graduate high school? #CTE.
Yeah, he didn't even play in the NFL. It's crazy. But that brain sometimes, man.
Again, Harvard of the West, San Diego State, proud alum. Okay. Wow, this show's off to a wild start. Okay.
If you want to watch the show on YouTube at San Diego Sports 760, on X at Fletch and Sammy, find us there. Give us a follow. Sammy, where would you like to go?
We're not starting with the Winter Olympics. Okay. We're starting with the National Football League. John Harbaugh has made his decision. He will be going to New York to take the Giants head coaching job. Widely expected. That was kind of what we were talking about for weeks now, is the best head coaching opening considering all the young talent there. But the NFC text line, the NFC East as a whole, where do you see them next year? Because you have Jaden Daniels coming back for the Commanders. You got the Giants, Harbaugh now there. Cowboys going to kind of, you think, would revamp that defense in the offseason, but Philly still has all their talent. Like, should Philly, as of right now, I know the season obviously just ended for those teams, should Philly still be the favorite heading into next year? Where do you stack the Giants with Harbaugh now?
Yeah, it's interesting. I do think this is a job that John Harbaugh's taking and the Giants understand this too. This is a 5 years down the road job. Like, you have a lot of really young talent, and I think the Giants are heading in the right direction. They get another really good draft class this year. This could be a contender in 2 years, is how I look at it, kind of. But it's an interesting division in the immediate future because the Cowboys are kind of in an area of flux. The Philadelphia Eagles, we saw them respond last time. They went with the really disappointing end of the season. The very next year, they win the Super Bowl. So I'm not sure if the expectation should be crazy high next year for John Harbaugh and the New York Giants, even though they do have a young, exciting team. And maybe you get Scatterboo back fully healthy, Malik Neighbors back fully healthy. But this does feel like the excitement should be delayed for maybe a year after next. I like the hiring for New York. I don't love it. John Harbaugh is historically a more defensive-minded head coach, and maybe that's a little overhyped, and maybe that's a little overplayed. I do think a younger offensive mind, a Ben Johnson, a Kevin Stefanski, would have been the more type I would have gone to hire for the New York Giants. But what John Harbaugh gives you is the ultimate adult in the room. For having such a young, talented team, this is a good hire for New York.
This is some of the best of both worlds for John Harbaugh, because now personally, it's excellent. Okay. 70470. Start your message with team. If you would like to roast me, please feel free to. But in terms of the NFL and John Harbaugh, this is kind of a great situation for Harbaugh in that, personally, I believe in Jackson Dart. I think Jackson Dart showed enough this year. I know they only won 2 games, but or 3 at the end of the year because they won that kind of BS one week 17 against the Raiders. But I think they beat the Chargers, they beat the Eagles. Dart played well. And the fact that his entire offensive line was not there, Neighbors gets hurt, Scatabo gets hurt. It's impressive what he was able to do in the meantime with not a lot of talent around him. But here's the thing. If they had the number 1 pick, if they had a top 2 pick in Dante Moore to come out from Oregon, there'd be a lot of pressure on Harbaugh immediately to go, well, do we take a quarterback? Is Dart the guy? And the one concern with Dart is let's say you don't believe in him, he has spent a lot of time in the medical tent. The concussion thing is a real situation. You wonder what's going to happen with that. But John Harbaugh gets to see if Dart's legit next year because Dante Moore's not out. They're not getting Mendoza. Mendoza's going to go one of the Raiders and gets to sit back, evaluate if Dart is the right guy. And then if he's not, in a quarterback class with Arch Manning, Lenoris Sellers, Dante Moore, Jaden Mayava, it's supposed to be littered with talent next year in the first round. There could be some real opportunity for John Harbaugh. He gets a kind of a grace period to see if Dart is the guy. In terms of the NFC East, the Eagles are tough in that they're just bringing the entire team back. And we've kind of seen that without the home run hitting speed of Saquon Barkley, are they the same team? Is A.J. Brown going to be gone? Howie Roseman commenting on that today. It feels like the rest of the division's in flux, and if I'm the Eagles, I need to get younger where everyone else in the division and the Commanders, Giants, and Cowboys are getting younger and better in that regard.
All right, let's quickly rip through another couple of these. Sammy, what's next?
Heads to the NBA. Jonathan Kuminga, I guess we could say star forward. At times, he's looked like a star forward.
Definitely star potential.
Star potential, okay. He's demanded a trade today. Now, as of 20 minutes ago, he showed up at the practice for the Golden State Warriors at shoot around, but he's demanded a trade. It's been very obvious. We had Mark Willard on yesterday. Him, Kuminga, and Steve Kerr have not gotten along. Per reports, he wanted to draft Franz Wagner back in the day over Jonathan Kuminga, and the Warriors kind of pushed it over the top. If you're Jonathan Kuminga, Ben, where would you want to go? And do you think the Warriors are in the right siding with Kerr in an aging roster over a young talent in Jonathan Kuminga?
It is a weird situation, isn't it? Because from Kuminga's point of view, he does have that star potential. He does have the ability to become a number 1 or a number 2 on an NBA team, potentially in the very near future. Maybe he thinks he already should have been that. And it's never really worked out. And I think any situation where you are working on a day-to-day basis with a boss or an employer that you just know in the back of your mind, they don't like you and it's never going to be repaired. It's never going to be fixed. I would imagine Kuminga puts in his demand to be traded, and Kerr's like, duh, we're going to do that anyways. So I don't know where he ends up. I do hope the best for him. I like Jonathan Kuminga. I think he could be a really good player in this league, but sometimes there's just personality clashes, and you have to deal with it. Maybe the Spurs, maybe that'd be fun. Just anywhere but OKC. Make it interesting in the West.
Yeah, definitely not trading to Oklahoma City. Kuminga, if I'm a Warrior fan, I'm going, obviously, you're going to side with Steve Kerr, the guy that's won you 4 rings, Steph Curry in this roster. But the roster right now is not in a position to win a championship. Now, could Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry be held for someone at the top of the bracket in a series? Yes, I think they certainly could because they have that championship pedigree. But Kuminga was drafted to be the guy in the future. And take a side, we're not there behind the scenes. Maybe he's an asshole. Maybe
dump. YouTube only. You're welcome.
YouTube only. That's for you. Shout out. In that regard, Jonathan Kuminga could be a star going for you in the future. In a team with the Golden State Warriors that the average age of the players are in their 30s and your best players in your team are 36, 37, and 37, to not develop that young talent. A guy when Steph Curry was out last year was averaging over 20 points per game in the postseason against a great Timberwolves defense. I don't get it from that regard. I don't see what the Warriors are doing here, but if you are going to trade him, you better get a good package back because he will go be a star somewhere else.
All right, we're actually going to take a quick break here. Text us 70470. Start your message with the word team. If you missed it earlier in the show, slalom skiing is a Winter Olympics event, which is coming up in just a few weeks now. It starts at the beginning of February.
I'm getting flamed right now.
Sammy thought it was shalom skiing.
I swear I thought it was shalom skiing.
That's what we love about you, Sammy. It's been a rough start to the show for Sammy Long. We'll get to it all on the other side. It's San Diego Sports 760. You're listening live on the iHeartRadio app. San Diego Sports 760. Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long with you till 2 o'clock today. Couple guests added to the show. Derek Togerson's going to be joining us at 12:30 to talk some Aztecs hoops and Padres baseball. It's International Signing Day in Major League Baseball today as well. And then coming up in hour number 2, SDFC Sporting Director Tyler Heaps jumping on the show at 1:30. We also have 13 chances for you to win $1,000 every single weekday with the bonus bucks giveaway every hour from 6 to 6. Listen for your keyword, enter it at sportssd.com. Next chance to win $1,000 coming up at 1 o'clock. All right, shall we peruse over to the text line? We were going to talk some Winter Olympics here, and we will still get to that on the show today.
We were actually going to talk Winter Olympics today.
Yeah,
I thought we were going to talk John Harbaugh coaching tree.
Well, that too, but Winter Olympics with the men's hockey team saying it's gold or bust this year is fantastic.
Yeah,
and we will get to the Harbaugh news, believe me. But this is way more fun. So 858 texted in before the Shalom incident and said Tyrese Maxey played like Tyrese minimum re last night, but the Aztecs minus 6.5 paid out so fat.
Yes, Tyrese Maxey sold long shots last night. Unfortunately, that was very unfortunate for all of us.
But they must have teased that down to 6.5. Well done. You probably got some plus money on that. 858 619 says, did Sammy graduate high school? Different 619 number says Shalom ? Exclamation point. Bruh. Hand in the face. Now, if you missed it earlier, we were talking about slalom skiing, and Sammy thought that was called what, Sammy?
I thought it was called the Shalom.
Yeah,
Shalom skiing.
619 Mazel Tov to Sammy. After the show is over today, have Sammy drop off his diploma on the Mesa as his degree is no longer valid from SDSU. From Brian. 913 Sammy, are you drunk today? Edibles? ?
No, I would never do that on the job.
913 Sammy, do you pronounce island as Island?
Can't believe you read that one.
Do you?
No, I don't. Who knows? Maybe, I thought I was saying it right. So I don't know what other stuff that I think that I'm saying right that I'm not. So maybe it'll just come out throughout the show.
Probably a lot. 913 Sammy, it all went downhill after you got to read What's in Your Wallet by Capital One.
That was a real bucket list moment for me at the top of the show.
You were high and mighty. And then all of a sudden, 858 Sammy, Shabbat Shalom, my brother from another mother.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see you at my synagogue.
Hey. Shout out to the 913.
I cannot believe you. You are a funny guy. Sammy's a funny guy. Oh yeah, you also got dumped for your first time. Congratulations.
I got dumped. Oh yeah. I've got dumped before.
That's the first one I remember. But YouTube is agreeing with you. Our buddy Jay Silv saying he is what you called him earlier.
I thought because you could say a certain word on the radio that then you could change it, and apparently you can't.
No, because technically you could say both the words on the radio. You just can't say them pushed together. That's the rule from the FCC.
So I could say it, and then I could just stop, take a little pause, take a little beat, and then say the rest.
Well, intent is where FCC fines come into play. So if we really want to get into the weeds of it, if you mean to say that word back to back and you try to get funny with it, even if you throw a filler word in the middle, it doesn't actually matter because the intent, if it's obvious that you were meaning to say that.
How many times have you had to dump yourself on the radio?
I never dumped myself. You've dumped me once.
How many years have you worked at radio?
7, 8.
Wow. I think I've had 2 or 3 times. I'm a year in.
You're doing great, Sammy.
Hey,
you're really doing great.
It's a pretty good hit rate, you know?
Yeah, to be fair, like my first couple of years, I didn't even talk into a microphone. I just pushed buttons. So that was part of it. And if I was talking, it was defending myself from Mike Costa just saying the worst, most horrific things.
No, yeah, I'm sure Costa, you had to dump a lot.
Costa a lot. Nick Hardwick more than anybody. Rich is second most of anybody. So
yeah, everyone's adults here.
We've had a good time over the years. All right. But seriously, if anyone missed the story, the Winter Olympics is coming up in just a few weeks.
Yes,
and
it is.
I am very excited.
No, it'll be fun.
I prefer the Winter Olympics to the Summer Olympics personally. I think there's more to get into. The half pipe with Shaun White was a big part of my childhood. That was huge. I think that hockey, literally my favorite sports moment in American history, was something I wasn't even alive for. That was the 1980 Miracle on Ice. Hearing my dad retell me the story about what he was babysitting at the time and had to put the kids to bed early so he could watch that game. And Al Michaels' call will live out forever in history. But did we all know that the last time the U.S. men's hockey team won Olympic gold was the Miracle on Ice?
Well, that's what's crazy. So hockey is the one, and we don't talk a ton of hockey on this show. I actually love hockey. It's the one sport. It's one of the major sports in America. You have the NHL, that when it comes to the Olympics, it's very even. U.S. is very good. Canada's very good. Russia, Slovenia, Finland. So it's a really fun, like in basketball, America's the favorite. Now you have France and Canada and some of these countries who have kind of come farther along and made it more competitive than when it was 30 years ago. But hockey is very even. Like you can make a lot of money betting hockey because all these countries are very even. And look at the stars in the NHL. I mean, they're all from different places. So I am excited. I'm more of a Summer Olympics guy because I love hockey. And then my
hockey
mom
takes place during the summer, so good call.
What?
You just said you're more of a Summer Olympics guy because you love hockey.
No. I said I'm more of a Summer Olympics guy, but I love hockey. Like I love hockey in the Winter Olympics. The snowboarding is fun. I don't get with the skiing. I don't know. It's just kind of the same old to me.
Yeah, it's tough to pronounce the name of it too.
I won't touch that again this show.
Slalom. I love the biathlon.
That is an out of pocket comment.
No, they're all great. The text line's full of 99% text we cannot read on the air, and so we won't. But they're really, really funny, and they're making me laugh, and they're ruining Sammy's day. I can tell. The dude's useless over there right now. But the biathlon is the event where they cross country ski and they shoot guns, which is cool. And you're kind of waiting for disaster to strike at any given moment. You never know when it's going to happen. I think
bobsledding's pretty cool.
Bobsledding's awesome. Cool Runnings. You ever seen that movie?
Of course, classic.
Great flick. How about the downhill snowboarding where they do a bunch of tricks? I think they call it
that
the freestyle.
One's cool.
Yeah, we have a couple of American youngsters who are like 17, 18 years old who are going to be competing in this upcoming Olympics who are awesome. Like they got started when they were like 6 years old snowboarding, and now we're at the tippy top of the world. So I can't wait. The Winter Olympics is awesome. It's going to be a ton of fun. And funny enough, broadcasted on NBC. You know who our next guest is? Well, his name's Derek Togerson. He works for NBC.
Is he going to be calling the Olympics?
I think he's going to Milan, and he's going to be there front and center as the Shalom skiing is happening in front of the whole world. Oh my God, Sammy. That was very funny. I have not stopped thinking about that for even a half second.
The text line is so distracting.
Should we restart today? Sammy, are you ready to have an excellent show?
Yes.
Sammy, are you ready to have
We're ready to lock back in, guys.
All right, Derek Togerson's coming up next. Plus, as soon as Derek Togerson hangs up with us, we got Wiz Khalifa MGK tickets for you. So stay tuned at San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app.
The sport's sponsored by Valley View Casino and Hotel. Aztecs, big performance last night on the road in Wyoming, winning 74-57. They'll be back from Viejas Saturday night at 5 o'clock against New Mexico. You hear that game right here on San Diego Sports 760. And John Harbaugh has officially made his decision. He'll be taking his talents to New York to be the head coach of the New York Giants. Be the 3 C's MVP this month at Valley View Casino and Hotel on January 30th. One lucky winner will score cash, and more cash, or a spin for $100,000 during the 3 C's giveaway, only at San Diego's favorite casino.
Well, we're 30 minutes in and the show has already been pure chaos throughout. Keep those texts rolling in, 70470. Start your message with the word team. You can also leave us a comment on YouTube at San Diego Sports 760. Give us a follow and a subscription there as well. You don't have to pay anything, but you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We'd love to see it. It helps us out as well. If it's your first time ever listening to the show, my name is Ben Fletcher. That is Sammy Long. Sammy Long has just had a grade A performance so far today, and it's only getting better as we go. Right now, we bring on Derek Togerson, friend of the show, good buddy of mine, works over at NBC here in San Diego, putting out excellent content for the sports fans across San Diego. And Togs, I'm giving you the floor, man. International Signing Day. What's been going on for the Padres?
It's a beautiful thing. Actually, first off, I demand to be brought on to Marvin Gaye from now on, because that's
you got it.
Absolutely awesome.
Derek Togerson appreciates it. I knew he would.
Absolutely awesome. I want sexual healing next time. Yeah, but International Signing Day, man. The Padres added a Cuban shortstop who's 16. They added a left-handed pitching prospect out of Mexico for $1 million. He's supposed to be the top left-handed pitching prospect of the entire class. So, yeah, I know you guys are all teenagers, right? But I think it's kind of cool and fitting that it was 10 years ago this year that they signed Adrian Morejon on the international market when he was a 16-year-old coming out of Cuba, and that's worked out pretty darn well for everybody. So sometimes it takes a little while for these things to come to fruition, and they certainly don't always work out. But yeah, it's exciting to see what some of these young players might turn into at this time.
Yeah, Hernandez out of Cuba, 16 years old. He has to be 17 before September, so hopefully that happens. But $1.4 million. It looks like the Padres have another $2 or $3 million to play with here on International Signing Day. So we'll see what else gets done. Derek Togerson joining us, NBC 7 here in San Diego. Togs, this Aztecs basketball season got off to, I wouldn't even say a rocky start, but really 3 losses that you could have seen coming and 1 loss that came out of absolute nowhere. But once they've hit Mountain West play, things have started to even out a little bit. And I thought last night, maybe the most even performance of the season for San Diego State, who goes into Wyoming as 1.5-point favorites, wins that game by almost 20 points. Looks like things are starting to round into form, doesn't it?
It really does. Wyoming's been a house of horrors for them, and really anybody else, because going from sea level to that kind of elevation, it's a nightmare to get there. It's a nightmare to play in. It's Wyoming's one of those teams that always ends up like 2 or 3 games within 500, and it's because they're like 14-2 at home and 2-14 on the road. Like it's these wild splits because it's such a hard place to get to and play. But yeah, that was a really, really impressive performance by the Aztecs. And you're right. What they've done is, and I don't know if this is maybe because Magoon Gloth was out for a while and not playing heavy minutes because of injuries. And now that he's working his way back into shape, that a lot of other guys got playing time early, but the depth of this team is just incredible. And now I think Dutch has really kind of figured out what the rotations look like, what the good combinations are, who we can rely on, who tends to elevate each other's games. And when you get that kind of game and you get that kind of depth and quality of player, it really, really bodes well moving forward. And that's really what we saw in Wyoming, was a bunch of guys who know their role, who understand what to do, who are playing in the system, but also playing well because they understand each other. This is impressive, and I know they did themselves a huge disservice with the non-conference schedule and how that went, and they're going to very likely have to win the Mountain West Conference, probably tournament to get in the NCAA tournament, but they're more than capable of that. And if they do, once again, this Aztecs team is going to be one of those teams that nobody wants to see on their side of the bracket.
Togerson, flipping it back to the Padres real quick. I'm curious your thoughts. There's been a lot rumored about possibly them dealing Nick Pivetta. They get King back on the 3-year deal, but really a collection of 1-year deals. Where are you at with the starting pitching rotation right now? What would you do?
Well, you got to add at least one more. And I know JP Sears had a really down year last year. Remember, his first 3 years, he was actually really good. And then they went to Sacramento, and something went haywire with him. So if Ruben Niebla can have a whole offseason with him to figure him out, remember, he's a serviceable number 5 starter if he's the guy we saw the first 3 years of his career in Oakland. If he's that guy, you're going to be in pretty good shape. You know you got Musgrove, you know you got King, you know you got Pavetti, you know you got Vasquez. You got to find somebody else. Is this Weston McKinney kid who Ruben knows really well? They signed from Cleveland. Remember a couple of years ago, he had a sub-3 ERA over 30 starts for Cleveland, and then injuries just ravaged him. So if he can get back in shape and get his arm back to where it needs to be, he's a top 3 starter in that rotation. So they have a couple of fringe pieces that you don't know if they're going to work out or not. If they all work out, they're in good shape. But I don't think they can take that chance going into spring training or even halfway through spring training with just this group of guys. They need to add more depth, more competition, something else. Somebody else has to pop here in some way. I don't know if that guy's on the roster right now, but I can tell you this. I can guarantee some other arm will enter the equation at some point. I don't know how big of an impact arm it might be. It's certainly not a Ranger Suarez who just signed with Boston. You're gonna get somebody else in there who's going to make us raise eyebrows and go, like this year's version of Pavetta or Michael Wacha or Seth Lugo, a guy who goes, okay, that's intriguing, and he turns out to be actually pretty good. That guy is coming at some point.
And Preller's been pretty good at that over the last few years. If you're going to give him credit for anything, it's that he's found starting pitchers that no one had on their radar, and then they come into the season, and all of a sudden they're near the top of the Padres rotation. Togerson, we want to get your thoughts on Rams, Bears coming up in a little bit. I know you've been covering the Rams all year, but 913 is texting in asking, Togs, how do you like being the Seals announcer, and how do you think the Seals season has gone so far?
I love being the Seals announcer. I love it. It is so much fun. Those games, even in losses, they are so much fun. I'm telling you, man, anybody who's not been to a Seals game, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to honk here, go check out a San Diego Seals game. It is the most fun you are going to have that you don't realize you can have fun doing. Check it. It's up and down the entire time. The game is fantastic. The athleticism's off the charts. The DJ's playing the entire time. Go watch a Seals game and listen to me scream at you on a microphone for 3 hours. It's a blast.
I know. How's
the season gone so far? 3 straight losses at home. The offense is not clicking right now. I don't know what the problem is. They're not moving the ball well. What I know is it's fixable. The question is going to be how long it's taken them to fix it. But once they do, again, they have too much talent on this team to keep losing games at home. So they will be okay. It has been frustrating though.
I know Margaritaville night, we're going to be out there, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. So if there's a game you're going to go to, head on out for Margaritaville night. Do you know when that is off the top of your head, Derek?
Let's see, the next game is a Heroes Night on January 30th. The game after that, would be Margaritaville night. So it's early February.
Yeah, there's a big pregame party as well that night, and we're heading out. I'm pulling it up right now. And it's February 21st. It's Saturday. So Saturday, February 21st, 7 o'clock. I know the Aztecs play early in the day that day. So get on out. SealsLAX.com is where you can buy some tickets. We're doing a big tailgate out at the Seals game on Saturday, February 21st. They're hosting the Halifax Thunderbirds. How about that? And Togerson's going to be on the mic. Should be a good time. All right, Rams, Bears. Awesome. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I said, no, that is awesome. And you guys are going to absolutely love it. Yeah, it really is a good time. Okay, Rams, Bears.
Bears coming up this weekend. Big game, Derek. The Rams just kind of eked past the Carolina Panthers. The Bears come back in with force against the Green Bay Packers, and that's our matchup. One of these teams going to the NFC Championship. Who's it going to be?
It's going to be the Rams. I hope, though, that they leave their kicker and their punter at home, because they should never put a special teams unit on the field ever again for the rest of the season, because that is their biggest Achilles heel. It cost them against the Eagles. It cost them against the Niners. It cost them against the Seahawks. Almost cost them against Carolina last week. There's something fatally wrong with their special teams. Other than that, that offense is straight up lethal. Matt, it's almost like you say, all right, Matt, listen, we're going to put the secondary, the front seven on defense is great. The secondary right now is a sieve for whatever reason, because they have more talent on that part of the ball than they're playing. But we're going to give up 40. Can you get us 41? Matt's like, I'll get you 41. That's just what they're doing right now. So, yeah, the Rams will go in and win that game simply because the Bears have lived on comebacks all year long. And I don't see them doing that against a Sean McVay, Chris Shula coached defense. I know what happened with Seattle up in Seattle. That was on a short week on a wonky thing against a division rival. The Bears are not going to be able to come back from 18 down in the fourth quarter against a team as good as the Rams, simply because, again, the Rams will just put up another 20 on you, and you'll have to deal with it. So, yeah, it's been a great run for the Bears. the Rams are going to win that game. And I'm not just saying that because my preseason Super Bowl pick was the Rams over the Bills. And both of them are very much still alive. So I'm hoping to ride with that. But, yeah, no, LA is going to win that game because they are the better team. And I just don't see the Bears defense, which has been living on turnovers, being able to stop that Rams offense consistently.
Stafford's kind of flirted with retirement the last few years. Do you think that there's some possibility of him retiring? Is it if they win a Super Bowl? Like where are we at with that?
Well, he's 37. He's arguably, for me, he's the MVP this year. And if they win a Super Bowl and he's the most valuable player, could you imagine a greater way to walk off into the sunset? That would be amazing. It's like John Elway winning 2 Super Bowls and retiring, even though they had the Broncos are bringing a lot of guys back in that early 2000s. Like, nope, I'm good. Got my 2 Super Bowls. I'm out of here. Turning it over to somebody else. I think if he's playing this well and his body's been this healthy, the only reason he's been flirting with retirement is because he's been just beat up. He's been beat to a pulp for so many years. He's been much better protected this year. He's not taking nearly as many hits, and his back is holding up, and he's healthy. So if he finishes this year healthy, I don't see any reason why he wouldn't want to come back unless, again, it's just how do you write a better script of I'm the MVP, we win our second Super Bowl, I'm out. That's it. That's how you're going to remember me. It's like, Jordan hitting the walk-off on against the Cavs. If that'd be the last shot he ever took, then that would be the one that everybody would replay time and time and time again, and that'd be the great way to walk off. So it's possible, but again, most of these guys are so darn competitive that if Matt Stafford does win an MVP and a Super Bowl with all the pieces the Rams have that are young and coming back, it'd be really, really hard to say, yeah, I'm not going to go back and try and run that thing again.
Especially because he doesn't want his last play in the NFL to be a pick 6 against the 49ers when the Niners walk it off against the Rams in the NFC Championship game. That'd be a pretty tough way to go out for Stafford. All right, Togs, before we get you out of here, you work for NBC. Do I have that correct?
You are correct.
And NBC is the home of the Olympics year in and year out, or every 2 years when it happens, either winter or summer?
Correct.
Okay. Now in the Winter Olympics, there is a downhill skiing event. Would you remind me the name of what that's called?
There are a few different ones. There's Super G. There's downhill. There's slalom. There's combined. Which one are you looking for?
You nailed it on the head. So it is in fact slalom skiing and not shalom skiing, like Sammy Long thought it was earlier today.
For the Israeli team, I guess it would be. But.
Oh man, Derek, you should have heard it at the very beginning of the show. I bring up the Winter Olympics are coming up in just a few weeks, and Sammy goes, "Oh yeah, dude, I love shalom skiing."
I never said I loved it. I said it was a thing.
Okay, Sammy, the part of this that we're taking contention with is not whether you love it or not; it's how you pronounced it.
Oh, it's fun stuff. Togs, excellent work all year long, man. Can't wait to see you out at the Seals game. And again, that's February 21st if you want to get some tickets. I know we're going to be giving some away as it comes a little bit closer, but February 21st, big tailgate party, margaritas everywhere, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch doing stuff, probably messing with Togerson and throwing stuff at him while he's trying to do PA, but we will see. Togs, appreciate you like always, man.
Appreciate you guys. See you at the golf tournament, man.
Oh, yeah. Derek Togerson. Oh, yeah. Golf tournament's coming up in a couple weeks, too. We didn't even get to talk to him about it. It's San Diego Sports 760. Speaking of the golf tournament, we are going to have a special pop-in guest coming up at 1:15. That's kind of been the day that this has been with people coming in and out of the studio. But Hitman Hayes is going to be jumping on the show. He's playing Torrey Pines as we speak.
My fantasy football victim that I did this whole season is joining the show.
You can tell me
gotta have
about
Dom
that.
coming in.
I want to know what Hayes has shot to this point so far, because I don't know. I've never played golf with Hayes, but I'm imagining he's not like a scratch golfer or anything. So I'm curious how he's fared at Torrey Pines so far this year. And I'll be honest, I am a little upset I'm not there right now playing in the media day event. And I have Rich Ornberger's bicep to thank for that because he ripped it in half the other day. It's San Diego Sports 760. Long shots next. Check in with Torrey Pines after that. Tyler Heaps joining the show at 1:30. Somewhere in all of that, we're going to get to the John Harbaugh news. But right now, your opportunity to win a pair of tickets to go see Wiz Khalifa and MGK out at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater coming up in May. Call 877-767-4760. Sammy, what caller would you like to give these to?
Let's do 12.
Caller number 12. You're going to the show. San Diego Sports 760. You're listening live on the iHeartRadio app. Hey, it's Fletch for Valley View Casino and Hotel. It's a thirsty Thursday, man. So you gotta get on out to Valley View. Visit San Diego's favorite casino on Thursdays for their amazing drink specials during Thirsty Thursdays. You can sip on $5 ice cold draft beers, $6 hand selected wines, and $7 refreshing cocktails at any of Valley View Casino and Hotel's restaurants and bars, or while you play on your favorite slots and table games. You don't want to miss out on the thirst quenching deals available on Thursdays, Thirsty Thursdays at Valley View Casino and Hotel. And while you're there, don't forget, join the Players Club. Signing up is always quick, easy, and free. Plus, right now, when you join the Players Club, you will receive over $200 in free offers to use at San Diego's favorite casino. We're talking about free offers to enjoy instantly at the casino, including $10 more play, which is free slot play, $10 of match play, $20 to Black and Blue Steakhouse, $10 to Patties and Pints, $10 to the cafe, $10 to Sticks or Snacks, $10 to Sweets, $10 to the Corner Market, and a free collectible t-shirt, and 2 free Maine lobster buffets when you upgrade from red card to blue card status, which I am almost there. And the more you use your Players Club on all your favorite slots or table games, the more rewards you'll earn, like complimentary dining, free hotel stays, luxury gifts, and invitations to exclusive events and more. So don't miss out. Visit Valley View Casino and Hotel today for Thirsty Thursday and join the Ultimate Players Club to get over $200 in free offers today. To learn more, visit valleyviewcasino.com. All guests 21 and over are invited to enjoy the casino, hotel, and restaurants. We got Lakers basketball right here on San Diego Sports 760 when they host the Hornets. Pregame begins at 7:15 tonight. Tip is just after 7:30. Good game there, Sammy, huh? Lakers, Hornets.
Yeah, Lakers. Hornets actually got a damn good team. They got a really fun kind of young lineup. Con Knipple from Duke, LaMelo, Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller. Lakers 4.5 point favorites, rightfully so, but Lakers better take this game seriously tonight because the Hornets are a pretty legit team, and LaMelo back in Los Angeles always performs well.
You mind if before we get to long shots, I just offer a free little bit of breaking news out there to the world?
Feel free.
That I think is going to positively impact every single human being alive in society.
Is it actually breaking news or is it like...
No, this is breaking as of the last hour and a half or so.
Okay.
So, HBO is releasing their own Harry Potter.
Yes.
Which is going to be, the seasons will all line up with one book per season. Today, they signed on Hans Zimmer to do the music for the entire Harry Potter series. Which, if you're a movie freak like Sammy and I are, if you're a fan of great music in great movies and great TV shows, Hans Zimmer's pretty much done all of them. It's like Hans Zimmer and John Williams. Outside of that, get lost. But Hans Zimmer signing on to do all the Harry Potter, the new series on HBO. Huge news in the movie world. Sorry, I just had to get that out. But now we can do long shots, which is very, very fun. So every day, Sammy puts together a daily fantasy lineup that you can use if you want to follow along. It's been really, really good at times. A little bit of a slow streak right now, but we'll get it back and going, maybe starting with tonight. Sammy, smash.
You looking for some luck? Want to win big? Gotta play big.
You are so money, and you don't even know it.
Time to take a chance.
Pay that man his money.
With long shots.
All right. I got a theory, Sammy.
What's your theory?
Today's kind of been a herky-jerky, weird show. It's been really fun. I've had a great time. I don't know about you.
I've had a fantastic time.
But we've had to dump stuff today. You called slalom skiing, shalom skiing.
It's been spicy today.
It has been a little spicy. Yeah, Derek Togerson had a couple zingers in there for you. So I think that because of the awkwardness of today, like when I was playing basketball, it was never my games where I couldn't miss during pregame that I had good games.
Are we really going back to your basketball days?
It was games where I missed a ton of shots during pregame that all of a sudden I went out and had some of my best games. So I feel like today, this is going to be the best long shots lineup you've ever put together.
I appreciate that.
So let's hear it.
All right. Guess what? We're going to the association tonight. Now, big news for long shots fans. You have been following along with us for the last year. Guess what starts on Saturday, guys?
Tennis.
The Australian Open. Down under. We have a historic hit rate on tennis. And some of you might go, I don't know a thing or two about tennis. Well, guess
Neither
what?
does Sammy.
Well, my hit rate would offer a different perspective. So obviously tomorrow we're going to have a special all NFL parlay. We got a lot of stuff going on. Fighting, UFC, and boxing coming back in the picture next week. Got a lot of stuff on the horizon. Today, we're going to the association. All right, Kevin Durant, Houston, Oklahoma City. Fun matchup. This could be the Western Conference Finals. This is a legit team. And I honestly think that Houston could beat Oklahoma City. And Houston is the tallest starting lineup in the league. I believe the average height is like 6'6", 6'7". They are a fantastic team. They rebound at a clip that goes back to the bad boy Pistons from the early 90s. It's the best rebounding team in the league by far. Tonight, Kevin Durant, something to prove. I think they want to show something. If we remember, they lost that opening night game to Oklahoma City, I believe in double overtime, triple overtime. It was a great way to open the NBA season. Kevin Durant, though, playing his old team, gonna have something on the line this one. And by the way, could you imagine the poeticness of Kevin Durant can't get a title without being in Golden State, gets criticized for leaving Oklahoma City to go to Golden State, to then go to Houston and to knock off Oklahoma City, his old team, to go win a championship? I'm just saying there's something there. Anyway, tonight, more than 24.5 points for Kevin Durant. I think he has a big night, very motivated in this game, and he's going to have to. Oklahoma City can score at will with Shea, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, AJ Mitchell. Kevin Durant has got to be a catalyst, scoring more than 24.5 points for Kevin Durant. Okay, I don't like betting against my Lakers because it feels, I don't like it. I don't like doing it, but I do have to give what I think. LaMelo Ball, more than 19.5 points. The Lakers simply don't play defense. They played them much better the other night against Atlanta. I give them a lot of credit there. The supporting cast stepped up. Gabe Vincent, Jake LaRavia. There was a lot more effort given in that game in a 141-116 rout over the Atlanta Hawks. But LaMelo historically has always had big games when he comes back to LA. Obviously went to Chino Hills, and the Lakers do not defend the three ball well. I believe they're 27th right now in defending the three in total, and they're 21st in total defense. This is going to be a very high scoring affair up there in Los Angeles. The point total, Vegas is backing us up with that. LaMelo Ball, more than 19.5 points. I think he has a very big night tonight. And then a little bit of a surprising one. Cade Cunningham, less than 25.5 points. If you've listened to the show, you know how much of a fan of Cade Cunningham I am. And Cade Cunningham, I think, should get more love in this MVP conversation. You just have guys like Luka averaging 34 points a game. You got Shea. You got countless players that are a little bit ahead of him right now. But Cade Cunningham tonight, less than 25.5 points. If people aren't paying attention, the Phoenix Suns, very good basketball team. And Jalen Green hasn't even played that much this year. He's barely played. Devin Booker, Dylan Brooks is taking on a more expansive role offensively in the lineup. This Colin Gillespie having a good year, Jordan Goodwin. The Phoenix Suns are a really dangerous basketball team, and they play excellent defense. They are number one in pass deflections in the league. They get out and run. I think Dylan Brooks will be guarding Cade Cunningham all night, and Cade Cunningham is going to be more of a facilitator in the offense, less of a scorer. So less than 25.5 points.
Cade Cunningham over 25.5 each of his last 5 games.
Exactly. Do we bet with what they just did? Or
I have faith in Sammy. I always have.
Vegas wants you to go over. Cade Cunningham, less than 25.5 points. Kevin Durant, more than 24.5. LaMelo, back in his hometown, more than 19.5 up in Los Angeles.
I like it.
I feel very good about that lineup.
It's not letting me do anything right now, so I'll have to screenshot it and save it for later.
What does that mean? What do you mean it's not letting you do anything?
It's not letting me submit it right now. I don't know. I think I need to update.
Well, what matters is that our listeners get to submit it.
I like it. Jamar on YouTube saying Sammy just hit an unintentional 6-7.
Oh, I realized that as I said it.
Did you do this?
I did not.
You didn't do the hand motion? 6-7.
How did that start? It was like a song, right?
I think so. Actually, I thought it was one of the Ball brothers. I thought it was LiAngelo Ball who started it. I could be wildly wrong with that.
I don't think LiAngelo Ball started that.
I'm not great with the pop culture, but I thought it was one of his songs.
Well, Tweaker, Can You Please? He actually his album went platinum.
Text line, help us out here. How did 6-7 get started? 6-7. I know my one of my nephews is all about it now, and he says it all the time, and it's hilarious.
615 is trying to get me to say something on the radio.
Yeah, no, don't.
He thinks 615 thinks that I'm not sniffing that out.
There's a few texts on there that are just landmines trying to get you to say something that's going to get you canceled. So just maybe I'll handle the text for the rest of the day, Sammy. We've already had to dump you once. We've already had some issues. Yeah. So it's San Diego Sports 760. Hey, you know what's coming up in hour number 2?
A
We have
lot.
a pair of tickets to a nearly sold out Viejas Arena for this Saturday's game between San Diego State and New Mexico. I'm telling you, this game will be sold out. So get your tickets now at goaztecs.com. But we'll be giving away a pair in the next hour.
By the way, our guy Francisco going to Wiz and MGK. Very excited to San Francisco.
What up? Did you say San Francisco?
I said Francisco.
You said San Francisco.
I did not say.
You said San Francisco.
You're putting words in my mouth.
49ers on the mind. Everyone gets it. It's all okay.
You throwing that question there to Togerson about Stafford and picking him off, like that just makes me sick. Like this is why it's hard to root for your team to have success.
It's more a statement than anything else, but it is San Diego Sports 760. Busy hour 2 coming up next. Don't go anywhere. Live on the iHeartRadio app.
The support is sponsored by eBay. San Diego State, big win over Wyoming, 74-57. They'll be back from Viejas Arena on Saturday night at 5:00. And the Lake Show taking on the Hornets, coming off that win, 141-116 over the Atlanta Hawks the other night. Hear that game right here on San Diego Sports 760. The Lake Show are currently 4.5-point favorites against Charlotte. Imagine what you can find on eBay. Like a rare hologram trading card that you've become totally obsessed with, shiny like the designer handbag of your dreams. eBay has it. They even have the perfect parts that will fit your car. Millions of finds, each with a story. Find it at eBay.
All right, it's hour number 2 here on a wild Thursday on San Diego Sports 760. Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long. If it's your first time ever listening to us, thank you for being here. We do appreciate you getting through this show with us on a day in, day out basis. Now, it's been a fun one. If you missed any of it, this is one you might want to need to rewind or go back to the free iHeartRadio app and listen to. Earlier on the show today, we had Derek Togerson on from NBC, who we talked about the Rams-Bears game with. We talked about the Aztecs. We talked about Padres on International Signing Day. We had a lot of really good quality content focused here in San Diego. At the very beginning of the show today, we brought up the fact that the Winter Olympics are coming up just around the corner, just a few weeks away. They're happening out in Milan in Italy this year. It's going to be a fantastic group of Americans who are going overseas to try to bring home the gold. The U.S. hockey team saying earlier today, it is gold or bust. Looking to be the first U.S. men's hockey team to win the gold medal in the Olympics since the Miracle on Ice squad. And Sammy and I were talking about how excited we are for bobsledding and some of the snowboarding events that are coming to the half pipe. And Sammy, what was the skiing event that you were so excited for?
You know what's BS?
Tell me about it.
Is because I had said this before the show.
I heard it.
And Ben didn't correct me.
I wanted it to happen live.
He just baited me into it. And I said, I thought it was a shalom. It was the downhill shalom.
Shalom skiing. And so that's kind of taken over the text line for today. I was hoping you would catch that I heard it earlier and I let it happen. It's called patience.
You know what happened? I saw you smirk and I was like, what is he smiling about over there?
It's all about patience sometimes, Sammy. Sometimes you got to set people up. And then just 5-10 minutes ago, we were talking about Francisco who wants tickets.
That didn't happen.
To Wiz Khalifa and Machine Gun Kelly out at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater coming up in May. And Sammy, with the unintentional slip of the tongue, said, "We are so happy for San Francisco."
No, I said to send Francisco to the show, not San Francisco.
And then you denied it vehemently. Now the 913 texting in said he said San Francisco. Go back to the tape. I can confirm he said San Francisco.
It's send. I said
619 said definitely said San Francisco. Sammy on them edibles today. LOL. And 760 helping us out, letting us know the song for the 6-7 is called Doot Doot. It's on YouTube. And apparently we're in a lot of trouble as a society because of it, trending downward at an unprecedented rate. I listened to about 30 seconds of the song.
It's not LiAngelo Ball. I don't know where you got that from.
It's not.
It was LiAngelo Ball who said that.
I was dead wrong about that, but it's a terrible song. I listened to about 35 seconds of it. That's all I could stomach. All right, it's San Diego Sports 760. So that catches you up to where we are right now. It's 105 on January 15th.
Said diabolical move from Fletch.
It was patient. It was I'm proud of it, if I'm being honest. I'd like to say it's not something I'm proud of, but I'm proud of it. What happened today on the show?
You just wait, because you don't know what's going to happen to you in the morning. Because
what?
No.
That is kind of sus, isn't it?
Fletch and Travis, Travis and Rich. It's
a little bit of a suspect move, I'd like to say.
Be prepared for next week. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Be prepared. When you're sleepy, get up at 4:30 in the morning and you're like, oh, I'm coming into work. And
Are you going to sneak into my house and do something, Sam? Like, what's happening?
I don't know what's on your mind today. You are going through the roof right now.
So John Harbaugh is expected to be announced as the New York Giants' next head coach coming up in moments away, I guess.
They're finalizing the agreement.
They got announced last night. Looks like a 5-year deal, over $100 million, making him one of the richest head coaches in the NFL. As if he wasn't already. The dude's been with the Baltimore organization for well over a decade at this point. He leaves and immediately, bang, first head coach hired this offseason cycle. And I do think that's justified. I think that John Harbaugh has a better resume than just about anybody who's available to be a head coach. You would put him and Tomlin up neck and neck with what they've been able to do in their respective places over the last 18, 19 years for both of them. It's been impressive to see what John Harbaugh has been able to do. And I will say where John Harbaugh gets the most credit from me is something Sammy's pointed out a lot. When the offense switched, when it went from Joe Flacco, who's very much a statue quarterback who sits in the pocket, and they were able to win a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco and an excellent defense. And that all happened. And then they get this draft pick, a kid out of Louisville named Lamar Jackson, who most of the media, if you remember, was telling you, oh, he needs to be a slot receiver. We haven't seen that type of athleticism from a quarterback. He doesn't have that great of an arm. He needs to be a slot receiver. From day one, John Harbaugh had Lamar Jackson's back. And from day one, he started to design, along with his offensive coordinators, an offense that could make the Ravens competitive with Lamar Jackson as their quarterback. All we've seen since then is 2 MVP seasons from Lamar Jackson and a couple of runs deep in the AFC postseason, although some big postseason flops, if we're being completely honest. So John Harbaugh gets fired, immediately gets picked up by the New York Giants. And the question I would have if I'm a New York Giants fan is, well, is this the right guy to come in and lead all this group of young talent we have with Abdul Carter, with Jackson Dart, with Cam Scatterboot, with Malik Neighbors into the next 5 years and make the Giants competitive in a tough division that has one of the most recent Super Bowl champ in it? And that one is a good question, because look around the NFL. How are the hires of these guys who are maybe a little bit older than the rest of the NFL head coaches working out? Because I just watched Pete Carroll. Now he's dramatically older than John Harbaugh, just burn out in 1 year with Las Vegas.
But he went to a team that was in nowhere close to competing. But
there is this kind of growing thing where the game passed by Bill Belichick. The game passed by Pete Carroll.
Are we going there with John Harbaugh? That's crazy to me.
It seems logical to me to go there.
John Harbaugh redesigned an entire offense around a quarterback who people said should be a slot receiver or a corner. And if Lamar Jackson got drafted to an offense and a head coach that said you're going to be a drop back passer, Lamar Jackson would not be the Lamar Jackson that we know today.
For sure. How many Super Bowls did it lead to?
Well, none, because he ran to Mahomes and Reed. If you're going to make the same excuse for Sean McDermott and Josh Allen, then I don't know how Josh Allen and Sean McDermott get a pass, but then
they don't.
Harbaugh and him don't.
It's the same thing. We talk about this all the time, but there is a certain point where you need to get better than the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's fair. But if you go to the Giants and you want a grown up in the room, you have all the talent in the world, Scatterboot, Neighbors, Dart. The pass rush is one of the best front fours in the entire NFL. I don't want a Stefanski or a McDaniel, or while you look at the offensive mind, I see where you're coming from, and that you want an offensive guy in a media market like New York, in a franchise that has not been good since 2012 when they won the Super Bowl against New England. You want someone who's been in there, who has championship pedigree, who has won a Super Bowl, knows also how to build an offense around a quarterback who is not traditionally a drop back passer. Jackson Dart is not a pocket passer. That's not what he does. He is the most success he had this year. A lot of read options, a lot of getting the ball out of his hands, a lot of RPOs. That's when he has the most success. I think it's the best hire they could have done, because you're sitting there in a division now with Schottenheimer and Sirianni. And some of these guys, you're like, John Harbaugh is the most established head coach of all of them. And Sirianni won a Super Bowl. He's been to 2, but there's a lot of questions about what Sirianni actually does for that team. I think it's a fantastic hire. And in a city like New York, where there's going to be a lot of scrutiny, Harbaugh's going to be able to deal with that. He's coached in that region before. I think it was a home run hire for the Giants.
We'll see how it works out. I'm excited about this Giants team. I actually am. I think they got a lot of young, fun talent on this squad. And maybe John Harbaugh is the right guy to get that done. We will let you know if it becomes official at any point during our show today, whether or not John Harbaugh gets hired. All right, we're going to go lightning round, quickest big 3 of our lives right now, because we got a guest coming on in about 7 minutes. But Sammy, go ahead, smash it.
Your lunch break is here. Ready to go back to the office and knock the socks off your friends? Coworkers? It's time for the top stories of the day. The Big 3.
All right, Sammy Long, where are we going with the big 3?
All right, Giants head coaching job taken off the board. Harbaugh's going there. If we take the Ravens out of it because of Lamar Jackson, what's the next best head coaching opening for if you were a free agent head coach?
There is an argument to be made for the Tennessee Titans, and I know that sounds kind of crazy considering what just happened this year, but they have the quarterback they at least thought at the beginning of last season who's going to be the guy of the future. And Cam Ward at times this year had some really nice moments, but that's not the reason why the Titans are the most attractive job. The Titans are the most attractive job because they have essentially 0 on their payroll this year, meaning the Titans can go attack free agency, attack the draft with a lot of success if they do it correctly. Now, a head coach is going to have to come in there and kind of be coach GM. Yeah, you're going to essentially have to completely rebuild this team in a single year and try to build it around Cam Ward, who, again, at times last year showed some real promise. I could think back to a couple of games where I'm like, oh, that's why he was drafted number 1 overall. It's going to take a lot, but Tennessee has something like $100 million in cap space heading into next season. That's huge. That is something you could overhaul and change a team overnight. Outside of that, I do like the Raiders job. I don't love it. I like the Raiders job. It's going to depend a lot on what Mendoza looks like in year number 1.
Well, Tennessee is completely, if you think Cam Ward can be a star, I think they're far away from competing. If you're going to go to an AFC team where you have to deal with the Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, all these teams, all the new teams that are in the Patriots, all these teams, it sounds crazy, go to Baltimore, or not Baltimore, the Raiders. The Raiders, although the Raiders have a history of messing everything up, you're playing in a brutal division with Denver, the Chargers, and the Chiefs. Mendoza, Genti, Bowers, Crosby. There's a lot there. You can sell Las Vegas. They have just as much cap space. They have the top pick in the draft. There's a lot there, and I kind of feel bad for Pete Carroll in the sense of he definitely was a one-year scapegoat. We're going to do the safe hire, blow them out of town, knowing that they weren't really going to do anything. And it really comes down to, do you want organizational success or do you want to go with a team that has upside? The Raiders have the most upside. The Falcons have the easiest opportunity to win their division because it's a very non-competitive division. But then the Steelers are the best organizational opening of them all. But it gives me pause when my head coach and Art Rooney goes, we're not going to rebuild. We're going to keep running it back with the same team. Well, we've seen what this team and this defense led by TJ Watt can do. It caps out at playoff appearances. I want a team that's with me for the entire rebuild. I would go Vegas, but I see where you're at with Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the openings are in the AFC, so you're just going to have to deal with that stuff. And it'd be better for me to go in with a completely blank canvas, which I think is essentially what Tennessee is. And if you think there's something you can get out of Cam Ward, well, you got a lot of money to go build around him. What's next, Sammy?
Nico Collins likely out for the Texans on Sunday against the Patriots. Who has more pressure, though, this weekend? Bo Nix or Drake May?
It's a great question. And my answer just right off the jump would be Bo Nix, because Bo Nix has been sitting for a week. Bo Nix has been thinking about this for a week. Outside pressure, I would almost say they're even, outside of the fact that Bo Nix has been to the postseason once before. Also, Bo Nix has a much tougher opponent that he's facing in the Buffalo Bills. We can all come to terms
much
with
easier defense, though.
Much easier defense, for sure. And so that also adds a layer of Bo Nix. You got to go out there and get something done. Houston wasn't necessarily going to win with their offense to begin with, which is why the Nico Collins thing, it hurts, and you do need more out of CJ Stroud. But if they're going to win that game against the Patriots, it's going to be because they're holding the Patriots to low, and I mean low teens or single-digit points.
I would agree with you on Bo Nix because he's been in the playoffs before. Last year, that Denver team never really had a shot against Buffalo. You're playing a great quarterback in Josh Allen, but the defense for Buffalo has not been very good. They have Poyer's out, Harrison's out the corner. We'll see if they get Oliver back. They're playing they have three active receivers on the active roster right now with Shavers and Gabe Davis going down. This is a prime opportunity, having the number one seed. You know all these teams are going to be back in it next year. We talk about with the Raiders. You're playing in a tough division. This is a big game for Bo Nix. Now, if Bo Nix loses a 33-30 game and he shows out in the game, I'm not going to sit here and kill Bo Nix because he lost to Josh Allen. But people want to kill Drake May. I get that he didn't look great in that game. He still beat a Charger team that a lot of people were picking to upset them. And
had a really good defense.
Right. If he wins a game 10-7, I'm gonna congratulate Drake May for beating the Chargers defense, best pass secondary in the league, and then Houston. So I would roll with Bo Nix. I think he's got a little bit more pressure this weekend.
All right, quick break here. We got a field reporter on the loose out at Torrey Pines Golf Course as they get ready for the Farmers Insurance Open. Hitman Hayes, nationally syndicated Hitman Hayes, is going to be joining us coming up next at San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. Sammy Long with you till 2:00 today. John Schaefer is going to be taking over then. Now we got 20 minutes left in the show today. We got a lot to do. All right. We are heading out to Torrey Pines right now to check in with our buddy Hitman Hayes. In just a little bit, we're going to give away another pair of San Diego State basketball tickets for their game against New Mexico this Saturday night at Viejas Arena. Going to be an epic matchup. And coming up at 1:30, Tyler Heaps, the sporting director at SDFC, is going to jump on. They just announced their promotional schedule for 2026. They just made a big signing, an extension that we'll want to talk with Tyler about, as well as the superstar from a year ago making his way away from SDFC. And to add to what's been an amazing show, the fire alarm is going off here.
This is real. The fire alarm is actually going off in the building, but we are told we are all safe.
I love it. It's great. All right. Hitman Hayes is joining us live from Torrey Pines out in La Jolla, the site of the Farmers Insurance Open. We got to talk to Marty Gorsuch, the tournament director, yesterday, getting us ready for this one. But Hitman Hayes, you're getting a little preview of the course. How's it going?
You know, man, I got to tell you, it's a car path only, and I realize I'm out of shape because we're walking everywhere.
How many balls have you lost so far?
Because of that, I think I'm on ball number 5. I lost, but man, I got to tell you, this is a beautiful scene out here, man. They are ready for the Open.
Hey, man, what's your handicap?
My handicap would be whatever makes me sound the best at a golf, because I am a shanker, man. I cannot play this game, but I'm trying.
So I've gotten to go do this day in the past, and it's a ton of fun. The media day out there at Torrey Pines, and they'll have different food and stuff set up, and you get to play the course as the pros play. And it's quickly you realize that's why you're not a professional golfer, even if you think you're a pretty good golfer, because the tournament conditions are just otherworldly. So right now, as you're talking about shanking and hitting it in the rough whatsoever, the ball just kind of disappears from you. But Hayes, you and I share something, and it's that we both like food. So what options have you seen out at Torrey Pines so far that they're going to have out for the tournament?
You know, that's going to be after this round. They're going to have all the food on display. So that's kind of like the trophy at the end of the round, if you will. So we're excited about that. I do want to tell you that I did par hole number 7 on the North course. So I do have a par out here at Torrey Pines today. I want to make sure everybody knows that.
Look at you. I only have a couple of those lifetime at Torrey Pines. Congratulations to him and Hayes. All right, now, Hayes, we don't want to really just drag you through the weeds here, but I do have to say our fantasy football tournament in the office here, we do it every single year. Eddie Papani puts it on. I think he's a corrupt commissioner, but leave that as it may. I do know that Sammy Long, the young stud over here behind the glass, along with Dominic Giamacarena, sales extraordinaire, took down Hitman Hayes in the championship. Are you doing okay?
It took 2 people to beat me, though. Let's just be honest here. It took it took a young guy like Sammy and an old guy like Dom. But you know what? I'll take second place, man. It's all right.
Sammy, you want to talk some schmack?
No, that's fair. That's fair. It did take 2 people. I need my cohort here, Dom, with the full experience.
All right, Hayes, we're going to get you out of here.
Sammy's the one with all the knowledge, but we all know Sammy's the one that knows fantasy football. I don't know what Dom was doing, but Sammy was making all the moves all season. So.
And Dom was taking credit. That's what he's the best at so far through 2026. Hayes, what hole are you on right now?
9, man. We just hit 9. It's par 4. I think it's like, 240 from my second shot here. So the greens are running, man. I got to tell you, the greens are running. This place is getting set up, and I cannot wait for everybody to see when the Open is going in a couple. I'm going to make the weekend cut. That's the good news. I'm making the weekend cut.
You and Brooks are going to be making the weekend cut in both of your first times back on tour here in a few years. FarmersInsuranceOpen.com for tickets. And Hayes, you're rounding the corner right now. The back 9 of the North Course has one of the prettiest holes in all of golf, period. I think it's 14 or 15. It's a downhill par 3. You're looking straight over the Pacific Ocean. One of the coolest holes in golf. Have fun, pal. Send us a picture and enjoy Torrey Pines for the rest of today.
Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend, man. See you guys.
All right, Hitman Hayes. You hear him all over the country on the radio talking about pop music, but there he was out at Torrey Pines. And, man, Sammy, we should be there today. I blame Rich Ornberger. It's his fault.
I never knew that was even on the table for us to get an invite. That's what's crazy is that, you know, I was ready here to work, you know, and serve the San Diego public, but you just want to do whatever today and go play golf and, you know, drink beer
and miss this show with fire alarms going off in the background. Never, ever. Not me. Not
It's
today.
Crazy that they would plan the fire alarm during our show, the most successful show in the cluster. It's like that they're plotting against us right now. There are literally fire alarms. We have people working outside. I don't know. This is a crazy day today.
It's a good day. It's a great day. I thrive in this, Sammy. And you know what? It's been a fun show so far. It's only going to get more fun. We got Aztecs basketball tickets that we're giving away right now. San Diego State Aztecs taking on the New Mexico Lobos. If you've been to any of these games over the last few years, there was the Jalen House game at Viejas Arena where he flipped off the entire fan base for San Diego State. There's been some epic ones over the last few years. Another one coming this weekend. Both teams winning their last 4 games, heading into Viejas Arena Saturday night, 5:00 tip off. Going to be an excellent basketball game. If you want to get down there to Viejas Arena, call right now, 877-767-4760. The Aztecs, true freshman Tay Simmons had 10 points in last night's game. We're going to give these tickets away to caller number 10. Call us now, 877-767-4760. You're listening to San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app.
The sport is sponsored by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. The Lake Show are back tonight, taking on the Charlotte Hornets, currently 4.5-point favorites in Los Angeles. You can hear that game right here on San Diego Sports 760. You'll get going with the pregame at 7:15, and the game will get going at 7:30. And the Aztecs, coming off that big W against Wyoming last night, 74-57, will be taking on New Mexico Saturday at 5 o'clock. Schaefer will get you on the call starting then, and I will get you going on the pregame starting at 4. Choosing the right home service company isn't just about fixing what's broken. It's about trusting who's in your home. That's why homeowners count on Anderson for friendly professional service that keeps everything running right. Visit AndersonPHA.com.
San Diego Sports 760. Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long with you till 2 o'clock today. John Schaefer will take over then, and happy to say that the head coach, the manager of SDFC, Mikey Varis, is going to be jumping on with John Schaefer a little bit later on today. Here on our show, we have Tyler Heaps, the sporting director and the general manager of SDFC, jumping on with us. If you missed the news, SDFC just releasing the promotional schedule for 2026 and the celebration nights. And man, let's start here with Tyler Heaps, the sporting director and general manager. Tyler, congratulations on how last year went. What an incredible ride that was on that SDFC was able to take this city on as they get deep into the MLS postseason, as they were challenging for an MLS Cup in year number 1. And what an incredible season, man. Has your head started or stopped spinning yet from year 1 with SDFC?
Well, thanks for having me back, guys. Happy New Year, first and foremost. I hope you guys got a little bit of break, too. But, yeah, look, we're right back into it. So we got to take a little bit of a break quicker than we all had hoped for because of the early CONCACAF Champions Cup. But that's sometimes the downside of having success is that you now have a very early tournament in your calendar. And so the groups come back. They've come back in a really good way. It's probably good they didn't get the entire vacation off because they haven't lost a beat. And we're looking forward to seeing how we can continue to build this year.
What did it mean for this team to extend Mikey Varis and really lock down one of the premier head coaches in the MLS for the future?
I think it was a key thing heading into the offseason. We had a few key things that we needed to take care of, and I think you probably saw both the announcements this week, but in terms of extending Mikey and extending Anders, but Mikey proved last year that he's ready for this level. I thought he did everything in a very, very high level. He was able to lead the team. He was able to make the style of play come to life on the pitch. And he's also helped create this culture here in Singing Hills. And we've got a tremendous staff supporting him and myself. And we're fortunate that we'll have him around a little bit longer.
All right, let's talk about Anders Dreyer, because that's the other announcement this week. The team extending Anders Dreyer, who was just this phenom this year and a ton of fun to watch. He scores the first goal in SDFC's history in that first match up in Los Angeles. And Anders was a just linchpin of this team the entire season. His bobblehead night, by the way, is coming up on May 16th. First 20,000 fans into Snapdragon Stadium are going to get an Anders Dreyer bobblehead presented by Sharp Healthcare. So we know that's going to be a packed environment. But what does Anders mean to SDFC, Tyler, when you look at the grand scheme of things?
Yeah, I think he was huge last year. He showed it on the pitch, but also everything that he's done off the pitch for this group. He's played at some high-level clubs across Europe. So what he was able to come in here and raise the standards in the training every single day, and he was a culprit of it. He constantly showed up in big moments. The team helped him get into those spots, and then he took advantage of it. And he had one of the best leagues in MLS history, one of the best season campaigns in MLS history. I think he had 44 goal contributions, which is third most all time. So that, again, was a really key piece as we headed into the offseason. Having a guy like him around for a long time, we were able to get Yepe, our captain, extended at the end of last season. And so just trying to make sure that we have some of these core pieces. And then now it's the transfer window's back open. So it's about how do we continue to improve the team. We've been able to bring in a couple of guys already, but we need to continue to increase the competition level in the training environment. And we've also got more games in a condensed schedule with the World Cup this summer. So just trying to get the team as prepared as possible and giving Mikey and his staff as many pieces and as many competition spots as we can.
You just kind of answered a little bit of my question, but I was curious with this year, a big year for the sport, World Cup coming to the States. How does that change the way you kind of attack maybe signing certain players with it being a condensed schedule? Does that factor in at all?
Yeah, it does. We have talked internally, especially as we build our academy. We probably need to maximize roster spots this year. We're close right now, but I still think there are a few more that will be going out from a roster and a few more coming in. So just trying to find that balance, but we need to make the squad as big as possible. I think at one point this season we could have 7 midweeks in a row if we progressed out of Leagues Cup, and so that becomes really challenging. And we had a lot of guys play a lot of big minutes last year. If you look at what Chris McVeigh and Yeppe and Anders, they were all playing close to 4,000 minutes in all competitions, and so we need to probably find a way to get more rotations in the squad with the multiple competitions. And we've got a lot of young players that got a year older. And I think that's also really important for us, is making sure they continue to improve in preseason and they push the team. And I think you'll see a lot of those guys take big steps again, like Luca Bombino and Manu were able to do last year.
2026 celebration nights for SDFC have been announced. You can head over to sandiegofc.com. It starts with the home opener on February 21st. And all sorts of big events, including partnerships with the zoo, partnerships with Sharp Healthcare to get you that Anders Dreyer El Palatero bobblehead, which is going to be a great night on May 16th. We have the sporting director and the general manager of SDFC, Tyler Heaps, on with us today here on San Diego Sports 760. And Tyler, maybe one of the more newsworthy things happening over the last couple of weeks here is the news surrounding Chucky Lozano. So I think you said it yourself in a press conference, Chucky Lozano not part of the team's plans moving forward. Where does SDFC and Chucky Lozano and everything stand as of today at 1:35 on January 15th? What's the relationship like with Chucky and the team?
I was hoping I'd get through the call without this question, but here you go. I probably should have known it was coming. But look, it's our stance hasn't changed, and I just will be transparent. It won't change. We don't see him as part of the plans. This is not something that we took lightly. It's something that was from the ownership group down. I spent way too much time over my holiday season having these types of conversations to understand where we're at. We made it very transparent with him and his representatives. We believe it's best for him elsewhere. He's got a World Cup coming up on home soil, and we would like him to play in that at the end of the day. And so we're trying to find the best solution for all parties. But look, it's a complicated situation. Whenever there's a transfer in world football, you need all three parties to come to the table. That's both teams and the player and his side. And so we're trying to continue to operate on a day-to-day basis. He's here, he's training. We're trying to keep him as fit as possible. And ideally we can all find a solution that makes sense.
Tyler, if you could just kind of walk our listeners through what that looks like, because soccer is a little different than some of the sports we're used to, and the loan situation is a little different. So Chucky is literally working out with the team now, right? And so he's in the organization. He's still part of everything. But SDFC and you yourself have made it clear that he's not expected to be parts of the plans moving forward. So what does that look like for Chucky and the team as it sits right now? Is that awkward at all?
No, I think our guys are really professional. And so we've got a really close-knit group of players. And so, look, they're all training at a very high level. We came back about 10 days ago. And so I think the training environment has been quite a bit different than last year when we arrived, when we were trying to introduce each other and learn each other's names. And then Irving is working with the performance coach. So similarly to other sports, somebody, whether they're rehabbing or coming back, they're kind of off into the side and making sure that they're still doing football actions, and we're trying to prepare them for the next steps in stages in their career. But yeah, look, it's a tricky situation, the global soccer scheme of things. But there's normally a negotiation that happens between the two clubs. And then the new club needs to negotiate with the player and his side to figure out personal terms. So if Irving was to leave MLS, for example, he would need a new contract elsewhere. If we were to trade him in MLS, it would be similar like MLB. That contract would go with him. And so those are kind of the nuances now that we're going into it with. Look, every day something seems to change a little bit. And so just trying to make sure that we communicate with their side, making sure that they stay in communication with us, and we just try to find the best solution for all possible parties.
Obviously, unreal season last year, making the final four teams. What's something as a supporting director, like an area of the team that you think you're looking at to improve, to really push you over the top to go hoist an MLS Cup?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think we need more productivity out of more players. And I think we're trying to find that balance and who can take on some of that goal scoring and final pass. So for us, it was key. We went out and got Lewis Morgan in an interleague trade. So he'll add to our front three. He can play across any of them, but we particularly see him as a number 9. It's a bit different. It's been great to see Marcus Ingridson come back fully fit. The reality is that we played a lot of last season without a healthy number 9. And so I think we can make big strides there. We need more productivity out of our 10 position. So ensuring that that player that's opposite of Anders in the other pocket can get the ball and really take some of that ownership off of him to hopefully free him up to allow him to continue to contribute. So it's about diversifying the roster. It's about finding more balance, trying to get a little bit more athletic in certain positions. And so I think if we can make those little details and those little changes, I think we can be even more competitive.
Tyler Heap, sporting director at SDFC, joining us today on your home for SDFC here in San Diego Sports 760. You'll hear every match live right here on San Diego Sports 760. Tyler, when you look back on last year, the inaugural season, and you almost take the soccer, what was happening on the pitch out of it, and just think about the fans at Snapdragon Stadium, what's the first thing that pops into your head about the supporting section for SDFC this past year?
It was probably the final moment when everybody was very disappointed, but I'll never forget it. I probably will never forget it for as long as I'm here and maybe for the rest of my life. But they were doing the trophy presentation, and we had said as a group that we would support the trophy presentation, and then we would go thank the fans after. And the whole stadium, led by that north end, just started to chant, and it kind of drew us over to that to Frontera, and that was a special moment because it's at such a everybody is so disappointed because we're one step away from the final game and a chance to play Miami and Messi and host the MLS Cup. And but losing that, but then still having that support and just showing how much that this team meant to this community, them showing up. I mean, again, selling out in 24, 48 hours, all those playoff games. We're hoping that we can continue that momentum into this year. We're hoping that we can keep getting results as we did last year because we know that they'll show up in this city for us if we do that. And that was a special moment. And so really just trying to lean into them and create that commitment to them again this season is really important for us.
Man, it was a special year. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Tom Penn. Thank you, Mikey Varis. Thank you, Anders Dreyer. Everybody involved with SDFC over the last season. That was a ton of fun. And guess what? We get to start anew coming up here in just a few weeks. February 21st, first game at Snapdragon Stadium. Check out SanDiegoFC.com for tickets. Check out SanDiegoFC.com for the entire promotional schedule and circle those matches you want to attend based on what's going on. Tyler Heaps, thank you for your time today, brother. We will check in with you very, very soon, and good luck on the new season.
Thanks, guys. Speak soon.
Tyler Heaps, sporting director, general manager of SDFC, joining us on the show there earlier today. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. We will close out this very chaotic, very hectic show coming up next.
We
Sammy,
have big news about your Niners and Seahawks coming up next.
do I not know something? Is something happening?
You have not seen it, I don't
Is
think.
it because Fred Warner wasn't practicing with a helmet on today? Is that what you're talking about?
Stay on back and we'll get to it.
All right, stay tuned right here. Have we given away all the tickets we need to give away, Sammy?
Did we? Yes, we have.
Okay.
We have given away. We have some special giveaways tomorrow. Joanne won tickets to San Diego State, going to New Mexico. So shout out to Joanne.
Well, it's at Viejas Arena, so it'd be hard to go to New Mexico for that, but it's at Viejas Arena, Sammy.
Shut up.
It's been a great show, man. All right, we will close this thing out. Coming up next, it's San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. San Diego Sports 760, Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long with you for a final time here today. If you were with us yesterday, what a fun game that was for San Diego State taking on Wyoming. They get the win in the final game played at Laramie for the Aztecs, at least in the foreseeable future. If you were listening to Brian Dutcher post game, it sounds like that foreseeable future will last as long as he is the head coach of the San Diego State Aztecs. So San Diego State closes out that chapter with a bang. Sammy, the 2013 San Diego State team that was ranked 5th in the country was riding a 20-game win streak into Laramie and lost in Laramie and just bounced them all the way down.
Well, right. It's usually a bad place to, I mean, it's tough at elevation.
Literally on the free throw line, it says 72-20, which is how high it is in the sky.
I mean, it's a problem because usually, at least this year, Wyoming was actually a somewhat good team. So the Aztecs get credit for it. It's like, that's the worst thing for the Aztecs all these years. They would have to go play an elevation, which is going to be tough. And Wyoming wouldn't even typically be that good. So then you have to win by a certain amount. And it just always kind of was a net loss for the Aztecs, no matter what happened.
Yeah. What's fascinating is Brian Dutcher actually has had a ton of success in Laramie. He's 9-1 all time at Laramie, or 10-1 after last night. So it's like, it was the Steve Fisher era where San Diego State had some damn good basketball teams who really struggled in Laramie. That gives us all the heebie-jeebies when we talk about it. Because 2014, they were ranked 15th in the country, and that was the team that had a 9-point first half against Laramie. So, we talk about it a lot, but San Diego State gets the job done yesterday. They got New Mexico coming up this weekend at Viejas Arena. Sammy, you ready for your pregame show you got going on Saturday?
We are locked and ready to go. Come by, say hi. We're going to be out front. Love to talk to some of the fans.
Sammy Long's flying solo, so go bug him. That'd be very, very fun. All right, before we get out of here, we did get a text from the 858 asking Sammy to run through his long shots one more time. They missed it at 12:45. Sammy, you want to rip through these?
858, this is for you. Cade Cunningham, less than 25.5 points. Phoenix defense, very underrated. Houston, Oklahoma City, Kevin Durant, more than 24.5 points tonight. Kevin Durant playing in his old team. He's going to have a big performance to beat them. And LaMelo Ball against the Lakers tonight, more than 19.5 points. The Lakers 3-point defense is dreadful. 27th in the league. I think LaMelo is going to be able to take advantage of that and get to the rack.
Can't wait to see it. Hopefully we got a winner there. All right, tomorrow we have a big show as we get you ready for the divisional round of the NFL postseason. We will make all sorts of picks. We want it to be a very interactive show. So start thinking about where you're going against the spread for tomorrow's show, because it's going to be all show long. All right, Sammy, you said you had some breaking news between the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks.
Sam Darnold is questionable on the injury report with an oblique injury.
He's playing.
Well, I think he's playing, but I think the real question is this wouldn't just come out. This isn't like basketball where they throw guys on injury reports for everything. I mean, the slightest little injury they're throwing on there. If the Seahawks list him as questionable for a game, yes. Do I think he's playing 100%? But an oblique injury, I mean, that's it. Like, that doesn't really just go away. You're talking about a guy in the playoffs who, Sam Darnold, outside of Josh Allen, who has more pressure on them than Sam Darnold, because he tanked last year against Minnesota down the stretch, was very good down the stretch this year in the regular season, but number 1 seed for Seattle, playing an NFC West opponent that is dealing with a lot of injuries. I mean, this is the Sam Darnold show. This Seattle's favored by 7.5 points. This is a potential big injury if he's actually hurt, and it's going to hinder him in the game.
Yeah, oblique injuries are one of the weird ones, because if it's bad and they have different grades for him, it could get all the way up to like a grade 6 oblique injury. That's what Derek Carr had with the Saints, what ended up leading to the shoulder injury that ended his career with the New Orleans Saints. But Sam Darnold with an oblique injury, what you have to think about as a quarterback is it limits how much you can rotate. And as you're throwing the football, that rotation's pretty key. And escapability, that rotation's pretty key.
Right, and you wonder, Sam Darnold, not that he's a running quarterback, but he'll use it every once in a while to kind of get out of jams. Is that going to go away? Like, I think early in this game, I told you earlier this week, I think it's crucial for your Niners to get a lead in this game, because regardless of the oblique injury, regardless of everything, the Seahawks are going to get tight. The Seahawks should win this game on paper. And having it run through Seattle, I think if the Niners can instill a little doubt in that game going in, I think it could spell dividends down the road.
Could be huge. Could be the move. Could be the move for the Niners in that NFC Championship.
I try to compliment the Niners, and it makes me sit like I can't.
Here's the thing, Sammy. If the Niners end up winning the Super Bowl, we're both rich. I'm not greedy. I'm not going to hold it to myself. I'm taking you out to dinner too, because you've helped me out so much with long shots over the last year and a half. So don't you worry, Sammy. We're going to go get some nice steaks. I know Mary Ayala, our boss, promised us steaks and we never got them.
Yeah.
But don't you worry, Sammy.
From Mary on that.
I will follow through with this. We are going to the finest steakhouse in San Diego if the Niners win the Super Bowl. I promise you that. And if it's over the Bills, you have a promise to uphold. A direct quote from Sammy Long.
I'm not buying a Purdy jersey.
If Brock Purdy beats Josh Allen in the Super Bowl, I will buy a Brock Purdy jersey. You said it, dude. All right, busy show today. Thank you to everyone who was around for it. In the first hour, we chatted with Derek Togerson. Sammy mixed up all his words. He got dumped. It was just a whole first hour. But you really settled in. So if the text line is right, the edible definitely wore off by the time hour 2 of the show started.
Got to the calm stage.
Right.
It's the plateau, which is the best.
Hour 1 freaked out a little bit. If you missed it, it's on the free iHeartRadio app. Just search the Fletch Zone. You'll find it there. Hour number 2, I thought we had a great chat with sporting director of SDFC.
That was really interesting. Him talking about, like the question you asked about Chucky still practicing with the team, but he's not going to be in the plans for the team moving forward. That it is interesting in soccer. I know you and I are getting familiar with it about the loan system. Like it's very different than everything that we're kind of used to in the major sports leagues here.
Well, so 4 days ago, Tyler Heaps talks to media and says Chucky Lozano is not part of the team's plans moving forward. And we all kind of go, well, oh, okay. Well, that was a fun year with Chucky. Obviously, there was some drama between him and the team at the end of the year,
right.
But who knows? Maybe this is the best case scenario for SDFC. They move on from him. They made some great key acquisitions late in the season that kind of filled into that role with Pellegrino. And obviously, Anders Dreyer was fantastic all year. Maybe it's time for the new era. That was great for him to be here year 1. Obviously, it brought a certain level of love from the Mexican community, the Mexican supporters to come out and be huge fans of SDFC. And that was a blast. But maybe now it makes sense. Well, now you're seeing reports from Chucky Lozano that says, I'm not leaving. And so it's just a weird situation. So Mikey Varas and Tyler Heaps have kind of had to double down on the fact that no, Chucky's not part of our plans moving forward. And I thought he handled it great today. He said, yeah, well, essentially, if you think about it in like football or baseball terms, you know how there's always a guy who's just practicing on the side field? That's kind of what Chucky Lozano is doing right now.
Yeah, right.
And so he's practicing on the side field. Obviously, SDFC wants to be him to be as good as possible.
He's the AJ Brown of MLS.
He's the AJ. Remember Chris Paddock a few years ago with the Padres,
right,
where he was just practicing on the side diamond, and we were like, where the hell is Chris Paddock? So that's kind of what's going on with Chucky Lozano right now, and hopefully they get the most out of him in trade or in loan or whatever it is they decide to do. But that's going to be a ton of fun, man. That season's coming up on February 21st. They get going at Snapdragon Stadium, SanDiegoFC.com for tickets, for info on the promotional nights. All right, we're done. John Schaefer's coming up next. Sammy, excellent show. You had a great show. Don't let anyone tell you any differently.
I know.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Who's saying different?
NFL Divisional Round Super Show coming up tomorrow.